Snapchat. So today I have friends coming over and I'm going to hook up a vegan lasagna. This is all the stuff we got going right now. So for the meat base, I'm going to have my Beyond Beef. I'm chopping up peppers, dicing up really small, mushrooms, onion, garlic, spinach, and that's basically going to be the base of the meaty part. Then for the ricotta-like cheese, I'm going to do my cashew ricotta cheese, so that involves these cashews, nutritional yeast, a little apple cider vinegar, a little lemon, lots of herbs, and then of course I have my lasagna pasta. So right now I have boiling water. I pour this entire bag of unsalted cashews into this jar. I'm going to take my boiling water and pour it over the cashews. Usually I would soak them overnight or for a couple of days, but instead you can pour boiling water over them. Just to show you all how much of the peppers I chopped up, and then I'm going to chop up some onion, mushroom, add them in the skillet with garlic. I've got my onions. I did like a quarter of an onion, and my skillet's heating. I'm going to add a little bit of water and then add the onions in with that sizzle. Alright, so my onions are browning up really nicely here. I'm going to add some garlic. I'm going to chop up these mushrooms. I used a whole carton. So I've gone ahead and added some garlic to my onions. I'm going to let that brown just a little bit and before I add some vegetable stock with my peppers, and then I'll add my mushrooms, which I went absolutely mushroom crazy. I'm going to start by just adding half at a time with the mushrooms. See what it's looking like here. Okay, so I've added my peppers in, I've added a little bit of vegetable stock, and then I've had these seasonings going. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my beef crumbles first, and then add in the mushrooms because the mushrooms will soak up the juice really fast and cook fast. Alright, I'm being proactive instead of reactive, you all. I'm going to move this into this bigger pot. I'm going to go ahead and add all the mushrooms in, add tomato paste, diced tomatoes, and some pasta sauce in the mix, and make sure it's seasoned really well. Alright, that looks and smells delicious. I'm going to go ahead and add a can of basil, garlic, oregano, diced tomatoes. Now I'm going to go ahead and add tomato paste. I just have a small can of that, and pasta sauce. Make sure it's seasoned up really well. So right now I've got my filling. It's seasoned up. It's just on low right now. I'm going to turn it off soon. And then my pasta noodles. I used to think I had to like boil my pasta noodles for my lasagna until I learned that I don't have to do that. I can just put them in water for a little bit, warm water. So as you can see, the water's a little foggy. That's just the starch coming off the noodle, so it'll be a little bit more flexible when I put it in there. But for the most part, you want your noodle to cook in the sauce. When you cook the full lasagna together, you want it to soak up the flavor of the sauce. That's how the Italians do it. I don't know what the voice was, but yeah. So those are just sitting until I'm ready for them. So here is the important part, the ricotta cheese, vegan cheese. We're going to take our soaked cashews in the boiling water, put them in a blender. So I'm going to go ahead and drain these, put them in the blender. So I have those in my blender. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of my Italian seasoning herbs in there. Next, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I did buy some more today, which gives it a cheesy flavor. It just adds flavor in the mix. And then I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the juice of a lemon, half a lemon in at first. So I added the juice of half a lemon. And finally, I'm just going to add enough almond milk so that this all mixes. So I don't want it to be creamy and come out like ranch. I want it to have that ricotta texture. So I'm just going to add just enough to give it that mix, that creamy mix. So this is that texture that we wanted. It's still creamy, it's still thick, And now you can go ahead and flavor it however you want to. So I tasted mine. It still tastes more like cashews because I had so many. I'm going to go ahead and add more lemon juice and some sea salt and probably a little bit more of the Italian herb and just a little bit of almond milk because I don't want this to be too creamy, and it'll be good to go. So this is perfect. It's all done. Just so you can see the consistency. It's thick, textured. I'm going to go ahead and layer up now. I'm going to start with, I had only used a half a can of the sauce with this big batch. I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of sauce on the bottom and then lay the first layer of noodles on top of that. I forgot to show you all that I just took some vegan butter and a paper towel and went all around this before I put the sauce in there, just so you guys know. But yeah, so I'm going to do a layer of the noodles, a layer of the cheese, and then a layer of the filling. So I have a nice layer of cheese. I'm going to go ahead and sauce it up, then do another layer of pasta noodles, and so on. Okay, I underestimated myself by 2 noodles, so I have those 2 noodles in the water. They'll be ready in about 2 minutes. I'll lay them on top, add the little bit of sauce I have left with the rest of my pasta sauce from the can on top. And that is that. If I wanted to do vegan cheese, I could do a layer of vegan cheese on top, but I decided that I would just let it be for now. But yeah, the oven is already on. Oven's on for 375. The oven's on 375. So this will go in for half an hour. I'll cover it with aluminum foil and then I'll uncover it and put it back in there for probably another 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. I went ahead and removed my foil paper. I'm gonna let it go in for another 15. This is the point where I would just dump a whole bunch of cheese on top, right? So normally I would do that. I'm not going to do that today because it's vegan and I don't have any of the vegan shredded cheese. But I do have regular shredded cheese for my visitors who are coming. They can put their own cheese on top. It'll melt down. Alright, so I'm going to use that same foil paper. I have it on a cookie sheet. I'm going to go ahead and take some spinach and some of my vegan cream cheese and vegan sour cream and make some filling for my crescent rolls that I'm going to do. I got a bowl of spinach here. This is actually a lot. I don't know if I'll use all of this. Maybe I'll use half. But I'm going to go ahead and rough chop it up in smaller pieces and then take about 2 tablespoons of Daiya cream cheese and 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Mix it all together, season it a little bit, and then I'll use that and stuff it in my crescent rolls. I'll use whatever's left if I can scrape it out of my ricotta cheese that I made. Okay, I did 2 spoonfuls of my Daiya cream cheese and 1 spoonful of my sour cream just because I wanted to scrape a little bit of my sour cream and put it on my lasagna. I'm going to take a fork and a spoon and mix this all up together, season it a little bit, and then stuff my crescent roll. Okay, this is what it looks like. Looks like spinach dip right now. I'm going to go ahead, pop open my crescent rolls, stuff half of them, leave half to just put agave on the other half. So some will be stuffed, some will be regular. It'll be all good to go with the lasagna. I'm going to move pretty fast on these, but just to show you how much I'm stuffing, I'm going to stuff it and then roll it in for the crescent rolls. Alright, this is the finished product of what they're pretty stuffed here, so we'll see how they look when they expand. And it's time to take the lasagna out, let it cool, and I'll put these in. And in the meantime, while these are cooking, I'll make a tomato, cucumber, and red onion salad. And that will be the dinner. I don't have any dessert, but some wine will be good. Okay, so these are just about done. I'm going to just drizzle them with a little bit of agave and let them, I'm going to turn the oven off, but let them go for just a little. That looks so delicious. Lasagna's done. There's just no cheese on it, guys. That's why it looks a little weird, but look at those layers. Can't wait. And I got the tomato cucumber salad hooked up. I'll put some pepper on that and some Italian dressing. Just ready to eat, ready to eat.